These two meet when their individuality is being negatively questioned in the world/society. For example, their race or sexual orientation, etc., is being seen as a wrong thing in society's eyes. Both people here are looking to be fully accepted by the people they meet or the world. Not only 5% accepted, but 100% accepted, as in understood without compromising their authentic selves. There is a hopelessness that both people here carry, but they can't give up fighting to be seen in the world. This results that in private they sulk and mourn that they feel isolated from the world. This usually actually happens literally than metaphorically. 12 houser here can actually end up being locked up, and Uranus person is pushed to a corner to resign fighting for their freedom by some type of institution like teacher or a group of privileged bullies in society or people that conform to the world's rules. This relationship can be sparked in a very shocking way, as people would never see these two people being together. Due to Uranus being a general planet, it's very possible that these two people are from different generations. Therefore, society can see this relationship as morally wrong or be able to see the potential abuse of power because someone here could be way older than the other. However, the closer people look at these two, they have the same soul. 12th house that deals with unconsciousness and past life, etc. What tends to happen here is that these two have met before in the past life as take carers of each other. Therefore, in this lifetime, they will probably not meet until later on in their lives, as they have to experience life alone and get comfortable with their unique situations and develop their personality. This is because the 12th house synastry only comes about when people are running away from their fears or in a vulnerable position. If these two are coming across each other, it's because they are supposed to align their life experiences and find a practical solution in order to break generational/society's beliefs or stereotypes. These two are supposed to be a team and quote unquote rebel against society and be a revolution to themselves and others. Others will find themselves changed by being around this synastry. It will feel euphoric for both individuals here, but also for the people around it, because it makes sense as to why these two people are together, but it feels dangerous, as society does not want people to really face their fears, especially through a radical way like Uranus brings here in this synastry. Uranus is like lightning drowning at deep sea. It can feel like pirates trying to navigate the huge storm ahead, but it can feel so magical and so powerfully innovative, as the visual is something that you never seen before. You have no choice here to have faith and instigate the other to have strength, as this is one in a lifetime experience. We won't know until we try. That friendship and union can make the two people here to achieve things they never thought possible. It's like having a cheerleader behind you at all times, no matter how twisted and random you come across. They will always have a soft spot for each other because they know that no one has ever accepted them fully with all of their flaws. These two people that haven't cried in a long time or in private, all of a sudden with each other, they are bawling and don't feel ashamed. What's truly shocking, no pun intended, is that the crying doesn't last long, as the cries are actually anger that these two people have held for a long time in private against the world. Therefore, their crying will turn into another activity that will result in them being stronger and tackling problems of their unconscious mind. For example, due to 12th house also dealing with drug mental health issues, they could meet in a place like that where they will have to focus on fixing these issues. They could be hardcore crack, you know the rest of the words, tweakers, then going to therapy together every single week or rehab. When one person gets kicked out of their house for not conforming to the rules, the other will allow them to stay with them and they divide the bills, etc. The only concern with this placement is you will be able to feel the instability of Uranus' rebellious nature here in the 12th house, where everything falls bubbling under the surface. When one person decides to not tell the truth that they feel lost, they will mask that they are okay. Therefore, the other person will feel like they are lying but won't do anything about it yet, because Uranus here doesn't like to control things. When it's time to make a practical action, that's when it will be revealed that the person relapsed or did not do what they said they would do. Then the resentment can grow. The 12th house ghosting energy will begin. They will be on and off, as they will believe that they can work this alone without the other due to the burden, but they will find themselves missing the other because of the realness and support. Another example to be careful in this industry is the spiritual side of it. This industry can cause you to be with someone that appears to be very revolutionary, but in reality, they are stuck in this idealistic mindset and will harm you as they can't face reality. For example, they will say to you, I am God, you don't need God, come live with me in this caravan, or let's live off the grid where we are free. Next thing you know, you are in a dirty environment, no clothes, living in the bad side of the hood, or in the forest, etc. The reality is that these two people will have to understand that they will never be able to just get rid of all of their problems, but that it will, however, be able to lessen their burdens by changing themselves in practical ways, doing just enough to live a life where they can be themselves or even find a middle ground where they don't have to have the traditional type of relationship. For example, you live in area A and me in B. Then we can meet each other every other day, then suffocating each other every day. Or when you want to do your own thing, no matter how overwhelming it could be, to speak up. As with the synastry, if these two people don't, it will make each other destroy each other more than the world has. Not to be too spooky, but as an astrologer who is a realist, this is a type of synastry that you could hear that these two people disappeared. Now we don't know if they're alive or not, as they will just cut ties with family, etc., or give an illusion that they're living the best free life, but are actually here being really weird, but the bad type of weird. They could get into cult-like practices that are very risky, but also in a positive side. They can awaken the spiritual side of each other and actually mature each other a lot in terms of how they think about the world. They can be people that turn into mentors. They wish people war for them and save themselves or other outcasts who wanted to end it all. Uranus person will be so drawn to 12 house's ability to stand out, as 12 houser will be very knowledgeable about the world. 12 houser will have a charming, learning way of speaking about how they have rebelled against society and the solutions they have for it. Uranus will feel energized by this and be the organizer for these plans to take place. Uranus will be straight to the point in letting 12 houser know that they will want to unite with them. 12 houser will feel hesitant, but this is because Uranus can come across as big energy just like they are. Uranus, however, will still not give them the full power away to 12 houser, and 12 houser will feel this. Uranus does this because they know they too have radical thoughts, and as soon as they were born, they knew they were unique and have no plans to care if they are accepted by their family, friends, etc. or not. 12 houser, on the other hand, will notice that their upbringing is different due to the lack of money or race, etc. However, they will want society to accept them. They want society to see them as human. Uranus can recognize the innocence in the 12 houser and feels responsible to make 12 houser feel safe. They will always keep an eye on the 12 houser when they can see the 12 houser excluding themselves. 12 houser, on the other hand, will always feel like they need to find Uranus when they want to express their true thoughts. They will find themselves longing for Uranus person, but they don't want to overwhelm Uranus person. So they will spend the whole day with Uranus, but then disappear the next few days. Uranus will feel that 12 houser needs them, but they are afraid to get too close to the 12 houser as they are not ready to hold all of the responsibility or pain that 12 houser is facing. The responsibility can feel too much as Uranus has been done dirty by so many people in their lives, especially in their friendships, that they will help 12 houser, but always in a level of superiority, but not necessarily in the extreme negative way. It will be more like a, to sort your life out, you have to come to me at this time, date, etc. Or I can only help you if you agree with me about my own individuality. Uranus will come with new activities all the time to the 12 houser. 12 houser tends to be shocked because Uranus comes with things that you would think they would not be into. A very specific thing that you can remember from this industry is that Uranus being different in technology, aka new inventions of society, and 12 house ruling feet. Uranus could come with the idea to do like a website that they do feet contacts, if you get what I mean. They will tell the 12 houser this and it could be like a secret. It tends to happen in the 12 house energy. A lot of the secrets between this relationship is based on what society would shame them for it, and interesting enough, this is what bonds them together, especially in the intimacy department. They could have like spiritual group intimate sessions or like Kama Sutra with each other. They get telepathy with each other as one of them, when one of them is hurt or dipped. As confusing their schedule is with meeting up with each other, they unconsciously can notice when the other has not reached when they usually do. 12 houser is the one that usually checks in first When they are together, they always come up with new ideas that would allow each other to be free. For example, be an entrepreneur or travel to another country, usually the seaside or tropical islands. Uranus feels addicted to the sparkling eyes of 12 houser. They will do anything to see that again. Therefore, when 12 houser is sad, they can straight up say, I got you. The only problem with this though is because Uranus life can be all over the place. They can promise things more than they can like chew or do to the 12 houser, so they should be careful with this, as 12 houser will really be codependent of this. 12 houser can be such a good teammate to Uranus. When the world goes against him, they can make Uranus look like a saint and revive their image through showing the world how Uranus is so loving to them and others. 12 houser usually has some type of spiritual gifts too, or are very in tune with the 5D, in which they can show Uranus what path they should take. They can slow down the rebellion within Uranus that will allow Uranus person to achieve their goals easier and faster. I can spend hours speaking about this synastry because when it works, it feels like the world's at peace, which is a lot when you think about it. But this synastry here is definitely a catalyst to both individuals finding the balance of how much should they use their uniqueness and find the right crowd for them. Both individuals need to find comfort within being different. When you find yourself depending too much on each other, you should establish boundaries or love them from a distance. This can be electrifying love that will never be forgotten, but necessary to develop self-autonomy. These two are alchemists that need to perfect their craft. This is the lesson here, as this is 100% karmic.